Hello, everyone, and welcome back
Hi,
to the channel. It's the VNR
VN
movie
podcast.
podcast, and happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Gay Moth.
Yes.
Uh, right, right,
Happy
right, right, right,
LGBTQ plus
right
month.
there. Happy Gay Moth. The
Yes.
that comic. That's by a trans man artist. I think, by the name of Felix.
Yeah.
I've seen the comics on a few times on Twitter and on Egg IRL. The
What's
egg,
that?
yeah, the Egg IRL subreddit. It's gone now. I miss it.
Um.
Yeah,
The,
but hey,
very
but
sad.
hey, this is not a time for mourning. This is a time. Oh, fucker. This is a time for celebration because for this Pride Month we are talking about LGBT people that worked on that worked on
Project
movies like
or
since
movies.
since the silent era.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
think
know?
I think this would be a good opportunity to talk about the history of gay people
Gay.
in gay people in art. The
Yes.
way we've always had um queer people working
Yeah.
in cinema, the way how queer people
Cinema.
have always existed, even though
Yeah.
like their existence is being politicized nowadays, and there's
Yes.
people in the US trying to pass laws that are threatening their existence, specifically the way they target trans people. It's just
Yeah.
awful.
It is awful.
Yes. So this is this honestly this isn't going to do like a whole lot to help them specifically, but hopefully this can
Yeah.
be something of an uplifting episode.
Yep, it's an episode or it's coming up episode or just like be a positive episode.
Well, we will
I
see
guess.
because I pulled four people for this
Yeah.
episode. I wanted five, but four was kind of the best I could do because
Yes.
I wanted to pick people that were really notable and influential.
Yes, it's like Gigi Gorgeous. She's a YouTuber and a transgender female.
Yeah, I've heard of her. She's
Yeah.
been mentioned by ContraPoints.
Yeah, she's my favorite.
Uh,
I'll never forget that we watched her video in class and the teacher had to turn it off.
what year was this?
Did you I was in class and the teacher I was wasn't we were watching one of her we were watching about teeth and my teacher clicked on her video.
Yeah, what year was this? Were you in?
This was year 9 or 8.
Oh wow, she's been on YouTube for like a long time.
Yeah, she has.
Where yeah, the first time I've heard of Gigi Gorgeous I think was when ContraPoints mentioned her in one of her own videos.
Yes, because I watched video from her first video when she was a gay man. Then she came out as a transgender. Then she's a female. She's a female. Like, she was being a female. Then she came, yeah. So I watched her video, yeah.
ContraPoints is another. She's also a transgender woman, but she's a lesbian.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably one of the best YouTubers I've ever seen. She does like leftist, progressive content.
Yeah. Not, I never heard of her.
It's she's very informative. She's very intelligent.
Yes.
Pretty. You'd probably find her really funny. You'd probably prefer her older videos, but her newer videos are totally worthwhile in and of themselves.
Yes.
Um, I don't know. Since before we talk about the past, do you have any more like present day, I guess LGBT YouTubers?
That's one I only watch Gigi Gorgeous. I just know about it. I also like I got her on TikTok. I just love Gigi Gorgeous.
I guess I could also talk about PhilosophyTube, who is another leftist content creator who is also a trans lesbian, but
Yes. I know James Charles, but he's gay. But I watch his video.
well, like I said, this is about the all of the LGBT.
Okay.
Yes.
I watch James Charles. I watch Jeffree Star.
Have I heard of Jeffree Star? I can't remember.
He's a makeup. He's a makeup person. But yes, he's a makeup person, and he is really good. I don't know the pronouns for Jeffree Star.
Well, let's start the episode now because we're going to start talking about the first subject, and it's this gentleman, F.W. Murnau.
Nice.
Apparently this guy was like 6'6".
Oh wow, so tall.
Yeah, really tall, and he was also gay.
Ah.
Yeah.
In the picture, I can tell.
Yeah, he was a German film director from the silent era.
Ah. Yeah, I just can't tell.
Yeah, I think most of his films are lost now.
Yeah.
But not all of them. And two of them I've seen.
Oh really? Which ones?
One of them I've seen. Okay. I pulled a few of the stuff from their movies, and one of them we've actually watched together, and it was this one.
Oh, that's there. I love that.
Yeah, Nosferatu, Ein Symphonie des Grauens.
Yes.
And
that one I enjoyed.
And in my opinion, this is probably still the best adaptation of Dracula.
Yeah, it is. It is the best.
Yeah. Apparently, this movie, even though it's an adaptation of Dracula, it was before they didn't have the rights to make an adaptation of Dracula, so they changed all the names and some plot points. But Bram Stoker's widow, Bram Stoker, the writer for Dracula, was she sued them anyway.
Oh, good on them.
Yeah, and but the court ordered all prints of this movie to be destroyed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But obviously this film still exists.
It does.
Yeah, so it didn't work. And honestly, thank goodness, because this is a good movie.
It is. It's my first silent film that I have seen.
Yeah, mine too.
It was good.
Yeah, and I pulled some images from this movie.
Yes, I like it how they didn't have the technology or VFX to pull things off.
Well,
that was like all done like by manual, like, you know what I mean.
Even if everything is in camera, you're still using effects, whatever they are, whether it's makeup effects or lighting effects, like special effects aren't just like CGI.
Yeah, I don't know.
So anyway, yeah.
I mean, like more computer, like more technology.
Well, yeah. Obviously, you can't use obviously there wasn't any CGI in the silent era.
Yeah.
But there were still ways that they composited films, like they would use rear projection or forced perspective.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and yeah, like as I've been saying, I put some images from this movie as well, and
Yes.
and Count Orlok is all this is the subject of all of them.
Yeah. Oh my god.
There's
But that's it.
Max Schreck as Count Orlok,
Yeah.
or Dracula if you'd prefer, I guess.
Yes. I like it. I like the long nails, the ears.
Yeah,
That's very.
his version of the aristocratic vampire is more rat-like than most.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, some say that this image is evocative of of anti-Semitism. I can kind of see it, but I don't
I can't
know.
see it.
I mean, I can kind of see it, but it's not. I don't think it's really the movie's fault.
It's not the mood's fault. I can't really see it. People just like have their own question about it.
I
Everyone
mean,
says, "Oh, this is this," but I don't see it.
I think
I
they,
just see that it looks like one that Adam's family person, the uncle.
I think it's totally reasonable to assume that even if these tropes aren't intended, that
Yeah.
you need to acknowledge that you need to be aware of them, even if it was done totally innocently.
Yeah.
Like the thing about like the goblins in Harry Potter.
Yes.
Some say that they too are evocative of anti-Semitism, but J.K. Rowling's goblins aren't really all that different from most other depictions of goblins. So, like, if
Yeah.
anything, it says
I don't know why. Let's make these things up, really.
like if J.K. Rowling's goblins are anti-Semitic, it's because like goblins have been used as anti-Semitic stand-ins throughout the centuries, and it's not really like her
Oh no,
fault.
it's just
But
moving.
I mean, I don't think you should. I think it's irresponsible to dismiss it as like just a movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's. I still have a few more to pull from here, and
Yeah.
here's another one
Oh, that one looks nice.
with with Count. This is Count Orlok just rising out of his coffin.
Yes. That. Not bad. Looks creepy, but.
Yeah. The first time I watched this movie, I hadn't read the book Dracula yet, but I was aware of the controversy about it. In terms of about it being a Dracula adaptation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but as I was reading the book with with this movie in mind, and I was seeing all the plot points that this movie took from the book, I was like, damn, how did they think that they were going to get away with ripping this off?
Yes,
Be-
and it did.
Because it's so bloody. No, the thing is, they didn't get away with it. Remember
Oh, it didn't?
remember the court tried to destroy
Oh, yes.
every-
Yeah, the book, yeah.
yeah
The court.
they tried to destroy every print of this movie,
Yes.
and yeah, thank goodness it didn't work.
Lucky, thank goodness.
And we also I put one more, and this is the shadow on the wall.
That looks so great.
Yeah, probably one of the most iconic shots from this movie.
Yes.
And
How did they put it off?
how they put it off?
Yeah.
They probably just had Max Schreck standing off camera somewhere, and they showed a bright light on him, and just had a shadow like sit on the wall.
Ah, see.
Yeah, it's really not all that. It's not all that tricky. I mean, I don't know if I've ever showed you this, but I made my own little silent movie.
Oh, yes. I think you showed me.
Yeah, it's not the one where I'm dressed as David and I shoot my sister's boyfriend in the head.
Oh.
It's
That looks good.
it's another one than that.
No.
But to kind of go back to the anti-Semitism accusations, I mean, he does have a pretty big nose in this silhouette.
Yeah. What's big nice about it?
Well, I mean, just look how big and far out it protrudes from his face.
Oh, that doesn't look like anything.
I mean, yeah, in real life, Jewish people don't necessarily have big noses, and not everyone with big noses are necessarily Jewish. But it's a racist trope that's still attributed to Jewish people, unfortunately. But yeah, but
I didn't thought it was Jewish. So.
But any problematic things you can attach to this movie aside, it's still very much worthwhile, and I still think the best adaptation of Dracula.
It's the best.
Yeah. And so funny story about this movie.
Yeah.
Max Schreck's performance as Count Orlok was apparently so convincing that his fellow cast and crew of this movie thought that he was actually a real vampire.
Oh, wow.
And there's also this movie, a kind of a mockumentary called Shadow of the Vampire, starring Willem Dafoe, as it's kind of based on the making of Nosferatu. Yeah, it has Willem Dafoe as Max Schreck, but the twist is that Max Schreck actually was a vampire.
Oh damn!
I haven't seen this movie, but it sounds pretty fun. I want to watch it.
You guys don't.
Yep.
That does look fun. So yeah.
This is one of F.W. Murnau's one of F.W. Murnau's movies, and probably his most famous movie.
Yeah. Did it make him I know about those days, but did anyone see how did everyone know that he was gay?
This was like the 1920s.
Yeah.
And this was F.W. Murnau was a German filmmaker. Germany in the 1920s was actually very different from Germany in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Germany under the Weimar Republic was actually very liberal for its era.
Yeah.
They were actually very surprisingly tolerant of queer people of the time.
I see.
Yeah, Germany was actually one of the leading researchers of trans people. The very first trans surgeries were actually done in Germany.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and when the Nazis came into power, some of the books that they burned were actually about transgender people and the research on transgender people.
Oh.
Yeah, so the more you know. But yeah, but as I said, even though this is F.W. Murnau's most famous movie, it's not his only movie of his that I've seen. He also did this movie, Forced.
I've never seen that.
This is another silent movie, as you could probably guess. In this movie, God, or I guess Satan makes a bet with God, if he can corrupt a good man, and the result would be if Satan wins, it causes the apocalypse.
Ooh.
Yeah. So he goes down to Earth. He finds this old man who he gives, and he restores him to his youth.
Ooh.
Yeah, and there's a love subplot in here. It's I don't like it as much as Nosferatu, but this is still a pretty interesting movie. It has some pretty interesting visuals, and its story is pretty compelling. Yeah.
I should watch it. I mean, that's never.
You can watch it for free on YouTube.
No.
Yeah, like a lot of silent movies you can watch for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know they're that old. There's no longer any copyright on them.
No.
I also put some images from this movie.
Let's see.
Yeah, this is
Wow.
yeah, this is one of the demons. I don't know if it's the main demon, but it might be the main demon, and he's like casting like a big shadow on like the city. Yeah. Legend has it this shot was the inspiration for Fantasia's Night on Bald Mountain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Walt Disney film.
Fantasia. It was another box.
I beg your pardon?
Fantasia.
Yeah.
Was it another box?
No, Fantasia was done by Disney.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'm thinking this one.
Yeah. Well, that's the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you know that and Night on Bald Mountain were both part of Fantasia.
Oh.
And I think I put one more image of this movie. Oh no, I didn't. No, it looks like I didn't. So yeah, this is I think this. Okay, all right. I could have sworn I pulled more. Just give me a moment.
How did that put that off?
Hold on. Let me check. Okay, no, I guess I didn't. I guess I just pulled this. So how they did this? Looking at it, I'm guessing it was just a guy in a big costume, and the city down here is like a miniature.
I'm thinking.
But yeah, that's the thing about these old movies that are pretty fascinating. There's a lot of creativity that's used.
I know that they should do back films as well.
Yeah, and a lot of the times, even these old effects are still pretty convincing.
Yeah, it is.
So yeah, I guess we can I guess we can move on from F.W. Murnau now. Oh wait,
Yeah.
there is one other thing I guess we can talk about F.W. Murnau.
Yes.
Hold on, just let me look at when he died.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I
If it was married, why? I don't know. If it was
okay.
How did he find himself gay? Like he was exploring with boys? Not boys, but like men.
Well, he was. I mean, I don't know. I haven't done that much research into it. All I know is that he was gay, and he died in 1931 at the age of 42.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and okay, I'll take a quick look at his personal life on Wikipedia.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, it says he was gay. His friend and lover was a poet by the name of Hans Herrenborn de Gale.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's I don't know how if I pronounced that right.
Yeah.
And apparently, while he was in Hollywood, he became enamored with a young actor of the name David Rollins.
Not bad.
In late 1927, Murnau convinced Rollins to pose a nude with the pulling garden of Wolf's yeah, whatever. Let's check if this David Reynolds person was gay as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know, that's a pretty long section. I don't want to read it.
You know the then.
Okay, you can do that. Oh, but one other thing I wanted to say about F.W. Murnau. In 2015,
Yeah.
F.W. Murnau's grave was broken into.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and not only that, they took the skull.
Ooh, alright.
Yeah, and to this day, the skull, like, no one knows what happened to the skull.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, there was apparently some residual like candle wax there, so it's speculated that his grave might have been broken into by some occultists.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's weirdly interesting because of you know who F.W. Murnau was. You know, he made one of the most foundational like adaptations of Dracula ever.
Yeah.
Like, did they break into his grave because he was F.W. Murnau, or was it a coincidence?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
So let's I guess that's the end of the F.W. Murnau section. Sorry that we
Yeah.
had to end it on a kind of an unfortunate note, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess.
It is.
So anyway, here's the next person we're talking about. This is Wendy Carlos.
Really Carlos.
Yeah, she is a transgender musician.
Never.
She is she's been working for decades, and she's actually still alive.
She's 83 years old.
Yeah. Did you googled her?
Yes.
I'm meant to be the teacher here.
So you can do it
No, don't worry about it. So anyway, so this is a younger picture of her. Here's her from like maybe a few years ago.
now. Looks the same.
Yeah, I put this picture of her because she has a cat on her shoulder.
Yeah, so cute.
Yeah, a cute cat. So anyway, even though she's had a very long music career, we're just going to be talking about her contributions to film.
Yeah.
Because she's composed the scores for 3 movies.
3 movies.
Yeah, they are A Clockwork Orange,
Yes.
The Shining,
Yes.
and Tron.
Is it?
Tron.
Tron, yes, I heard that.
Yeah, she's she's often accredited as one of the pioneers of the use of synthesizers in music.
Oh, wow.
And I pulled a small smidget of her music. We're not gonna play like a whole lot of it. We're just gonna
Yeah.
be, because I fear copyright.
Yes. What? The best.
So we're just gonna play like a little bit of the soundtrack from A Clockwork Orange.
You know that movie's banned?
It's been banned in a few places, but it's not banned here. Or I don't know if it's banned. Okay, I don't think it's banned in Japan because I think I've seen like the Blu-ray on sale here.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's just gonna play a little bit of this.
Yeah. Microphone.
Yeah, that's all I'm playing.
Yes, I can't hear at all.
You can't. Wait, you couldn't hear it?
No, I can't.
You couldn't. You really couldn't hear
No.
it?
I couldn't.
Ah, dang it. Sorry. Well, I get.
I can just do it on my phone when it's over.
Oh, okay. Now I really want to try and like share that with you. Maybe there's I don't know. Maybe there's a way.
Yeah. We can go on Messenger and I can play through I can play through my phone or something like that. We can both go through it together.
I don't have the
It's all good then.
and I guess we'll just continue with the episode. Yeah. So yeah, that's the now some details about A Clockwork Orange. Let's go. Well, okay, I guess I'll switch to a clock because I also put the posters for the movie she composed. The A Clockwork Orange, one of Stanley Kubrick movie. Have you seen it?
No, I've never heard of it. I want to watch it.
I guess we'll watch it when I come back from Japan. Anyway, this is a movie was a huge controversy when it was released. Some people thought it would inspire violence. It's based on a book by Anthony Burgess. I've read this book. It has the lead performance by Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he portrays the lead character, Alexander Delarge.
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick was adamant on casting Malcolm McDowell, saying that if he couldn't get Malcolm McDowell, he wouldn't make the movie.
I see.
Yeah. Malcolm McDowell would also portray Caligula in that Caligula movie.
Well, I didn't know.
Yeah. You know the movie I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure, because
Yes.
I think you have spoken about it before, but I couldn't remember.
Yes, can't remember.
And in this, but apparently Wendy Carlos wasn't out yet when this movie was made, so this movie still credits her under her dead name, Walter Carlos.
I see.
And I'm only giving out a dead name for context. Like I'm not. Do not. If you're watching this, do not dead name her. Do not misgender her. It's just for the sake of context. Because in next movie, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, also a Stanley Kubrick movie.
Yeah.
She is not she's credited as Wendy Carlos.
I see.
So if Stanley Kubrick didn't make a stink about her changing her name, you don't get the excuse either.
Yes.
Not that you want the excuse. I trust you.
Yeah.
Like if you had a problem with trans people, you obviously wouldn't be participating in a Pride Month themed episode.
Yes.
So this movie definitely one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
It is.
Like the lead performance by Jack Nicholson is like really fucking amazing.
I know there's a rare picture of him. 2023. He looks so. He's aged a lot.
Hey, you know what? In my opinion, he's still got it.
He has. Even his son looks like him when he's younger.
I mean, yeah, that tends to happen.
Yes.
This movie, based on a Stephen King book. Apparently Stephen King hates this movie. I don't understand why. I mean, it is kind of. It does follow the plot of the book like fairly closely, but it definitely has a different. It definitely has a different artistic lens from the book.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's a significant enough difference. Anyway, let's continue and look at Tron now.
Tron, I've never seen it, but I got the movie.
Yeah, but you've definitely heard of it anyway. A very definitely one of the most distinctive looking films of its generation.
Yeah, and Disney bought the film as well.
I think no, this was originally this was a Disney movie.
It's Wars.
Yeah.
Alright. I didn't know that. I thought just Disney had a sport on Tron to make Tron Legacy.
No, Tron Legacy was that's been a Disney thing since the start.
Oh. It looks like, oh, I see what Disney production. That's it now.
What does it say that?
Walt Disney production.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
I've seen both the Tron movies.
None.
They're probably not my cup of tea, but you know they're respectable, and they
I'd probably do a sequel.
and they definitely have their fans.
Yeah, they have.
I think they were trying to make a Tron TV series that they ultimately cancelled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So.
there's also a Tron Legacy video game. I think.
Yeah. I think so. Definitely.
Yeah, pretty appropriate since you know this series is basically it's pretty much based on video games.
Yes, it is. A world inside the computer where man has never been before. Never been there.
A world inside the computer where man has never been, never before now.
Dun, dun.
So yeah, that's basically all I've got on Wendy Carlos.
Yes.
You know she's still alive, so you know let's wish her good health.
Yeah, good health.
Because our next person is Ramon Navarro.
Never living.
He is another actor from the silent era.
Yes.
He was homosexual,
Yeah.
and he was also Hispanic.
Yes.
So not only was he one of the big leading men of his generation, he was also one of the biggest gay stars of you know. Don't think of him as one of the biggest gay stars. He was one of the biggest stars of his day was gay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty significant.
It is.
I don't know.
I'm plugging my charger.
Shall I pause or can I keep talking?
Keep talking.
And not only that, you know, he was also Hispanic.
Yes.
Yeah, so you know, think about like the racism that was commonplace of that era.
Yeah, I know.
So not only that, he was also one of the biggest leading stars in. So yeah, one of the biggest stars was not only gay but also not white.
Yeah. Not white. Oh yeah.
So yeah, this person is actually pretty amazing.
It is. Never. I never seen his films.
I've seen one of his films,
Yeah.
and it's
Did it came out? As gay?
I think he was out.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and the problem with his homosexuality is that he was also Catholic.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, so it's something that he struggled with his sexuality and his faith.
Yes.
Yeah, because Catholics tend to not gay people, especially not in that era,
Yes.
which is unfortunate.
I know.
But this man, not only was he one of the biggest actors of his generation, he was also in one of the biggest films of the silent era.
Which films is that?
This one, Ben-Hur.
Oh, never seen that.
No, you haven't. Ben-Hur. Released. Now there are a few versions of Ben-Hur. But we'll be talking about a few of them today in relation to this movie. But
Yeah.
the first Ben-Hur movie, released in 1925, was a silent movie.
Yes. I
Ramon Navarro portrays the lead character, Judah Ben-Hur.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, he was a Jewish priest. No, a Jewish prince.
Yes.
Who was accused of an assassination on a Roman general.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was captured, sold into slavery, and
Yeah.
and over the course of the movie, he wins his freedom, becomes a chariot racer, and witnesses the crucifixion of Christ.
Yeah.
It's a pretty this is one of the biggest. This was one of the biggest movies of its time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and still a sight to behold, even to this day.
Yeah. Is it on YouTube?
No, despite this movie's age, it's not in the public domain.
Oh.
So, but watch this movie however you can, because it is a pretty you might find this to be a learning experience.
Yeah.
And I did pull some images from this movie as well.
Yes.
This is Roman Navarro as Judah Ben-Hur in the chariot race.
Not bad.
Yeah, this was
It looks. Imagine what this is color.
that is I mean, they could colorize it, but I prefer they not.
Yeah.
And imagine like capturing shooting this.
I know. They made like hard.
Yeah, like I can't even imagine.
Yes. The movie's on Amazon Prime.
Maybe we should give it a watch.
Yeah, well.
It's I think it's like 2.5 hours long.
Oh wow, that's not bad.
I mean, it's not even the longest.
2 hours and 23
It's
2 hours and 23.
It's not even the longest silent film I've seen.
It's not?
Now, the longest silent film I've seen is I think is The Birth of a Nation,
Oh, no, it's not.
which is it's like it's like a little bit over 3 hours long,
Yeah.
and it is insanely racist.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if that bothers you, be careful.
Yeah, doesn't bother me, so.
Well, okay, I put a few more images from this movie. This is now this isn't a shot from the movie, but it's an image of the set.
Oh, it looks good.
Yeah, as you can see, there are some vehicles in the background. These
Yes.
there are some film people at the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, cranes. So so this is all the people working on this set,
Yeah.
and this looks like a big fucking set.
It does look like that.
I mean, can you imagine putting all this together?
Oh no, it's like takes days or months.
I mean, this is they must have spared no expense,
Yeah, they must did then.
because this looks like a big set. Doesn't look like they're using miniatures at all.
It's not. It is a big set. Just look at it.
I mean, that's
It'll take. That's a long time.
I mean, that's genuinely amazing, isn't it?
It is. Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, and I pulled one more image from this movie, I think.
What else?
No, I didn't. So anyway, I pulled some stuff from the remakes.
Remakes? Which is that?
Well, this is the 1959 movie Ben-Hur, which is
Really?
yeah. So in sharp contrast to the Sun film, this is the this film obviously has sound.
That's good then.
Yeah,
Yes.
and this is the on the left. This is Judah Ben-Hur portrayed by Charlton Heston.
Never heard of him.
He was okay. Not only was he Judah Ben-Hur, he was also Moses in the Ten Commandments.
10 Commandments. Never heard of it.
You've never heard of the Ten Commandments?
I think I heard about the 10 Commandments, but I never
Okay. And he also portrayed the lead human actor, what's his name, George Taylor, in the original Planet of the Apes.
Really? He was a human?
Yeah. Get your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
Yeah, I've seen that movie. I love the movie.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Yes. I didn't like think of it, but he said, from the ape, not the human one. I'm like, yeah, yes, human guy.
And in sharp contrast to the way most remakes are perceived these days, this movie is pretty great.
Yeah.
Like its predecessor, it's huge.
Yes.
Like
it will be.
Like the original, it had some big fucking sets. It had like 8,000 extras.
Yeah.
It follows the same basic storyline as the original. It has a mistaken assassination, sold into slavery, winning a chariot race, witnessing the crucifixion of Christ.
Not bad. Not bad.
This movie won 11 Oscars.
Wow, that was a good movie then. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it's tied for most Oscars with Titanic.
Ooh.
Yeah, and The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so yeah, obviously a very a very important movie. I've seen this movie a few times. It really is something. It's really something.
Yes, I know they got one 2003 and 2016 as well.
Oh well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, and let's put a pin in that, because I have a few more shots from this movie to show.
Yes,
This is Charlton Heston's Ben-Hur during the chariot race.
Yes, so that's 4 horses.
Yeah, the chariot race is like 9 minutes long.
Really?
Yeah, and it's
Man.
it is a pretty great scene.
Yeah.
It's something you need.
That has to be good.
It's something you need to see to believe.
Yeah.
Because everything being in camera, it's it's pretty amazing.
It is.
And I put one more image from this movie.
What else? Is that him like drinking?
Now this is during the crucifixion of Christ.
Oh.
Yeah, Jesus is carrying the cross through the streets.
Yeah.
And earlier in the movie, while Judah is being marched through the desert with the other slaves, he collapses. Jesus approaches him and gives him water.
I see.
Yeah, and rather poetically, at the end of this movie, while Jesus is being forced through the city, Judah gives him water.
Oh.
Yeah, but while Judah gets to drink the water, Jesus doesn't. Yeah. You've probably seen the scene of Judah given water in the desert parodied by in The Simpsons.
Which season?
It's the one where a fairly early episode where everyone in Springfield makes their own movie.
Oh, I've never seen that then.
I think you have. Let me explain.
I think I have. I think I'm not.
It has, instead of Jesus giving Charlton Heston water, it's Mr. Burns.
I think so. I'm not too sure the Senate episodes.
Well, think really early. Like
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
he gives okay, maybe within the first 5.
Yeah, the first one then. Yeah.
He gives Charlton Heston bottled water.
Yeah.
Drink up, Judah Ben-Hur.
Yeah.
So anyway, Yeah, that's so yeah, that's the 1959 remake.
Yeah.
Very much a worthwhile movie in its own right.
Yes, it has. It is.
Again, not just worthwhile. It's great. It's a great movie. You
It's
all
great. Watch it.
Yeah, it's real. It's epic in every sense of the word. Like big
Yeah, I have to
sets,
watch it because
big
I
cast of
like.
characters. Like epic runtimes, like 3.5 hours long.
Oh, well, that's long.
It is. I'm not gonna deny
See,
it,
that's long.
but it's endlessly compelling.
Yes.
And like, okay, so I'm gonna show you the 2016 remake now, and
Yes.
I think you can tell just by looking at this poster that it's a noticeable downgrade.
It is. 100%.
Like
Looks
I've
like he's really one of the clothes.
like I've seen this movie. It is not good.
Nah.
Like probably among one of the worst remakes I've ever seen.
Shake. That's shake. Looks like he's wearing more than clothes.
I beg your pardon.
Looks like he's wearing like modern clothes. Modern clothes. Modern like.
Maybe it's just a bad image because most of the costumes are pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Um,
It
but
looks like it's not rainy.
but yeah, this is not a good movie. It's like
Shake.
it feels very degrading because it uses a lot more CGI.
Yeah.
Like none of the actors really measure up to the characters.
Yeah. Never.
It does have a shorter runtime, but that just leaves everything feeling underdeveloped.
Yeah.
One other thing I don't like is okay, in this movie, in the 1959 movie, and in
Yes.
the like the original movie,
Yeah.
you don't see Jesus's face.
No.
He doesn't say anything. He doesn't say a word either.
I see.
Yeah, there's actually a really good scene where when Jesus is giving Ben-Hur water in the desert,
Yes.
a Roman soldier like tries to chastise Jesus and tell him to get away from Ben-Hur, but Jesus
Yeah.
just stands up and looks at him, and
I see.
yeah, and the Roman soldier just kind of like just backs away in shame.
I see.
Yeah, just like the influence of Christ.
Yeah.
Like in this movie, like you see Jesus's face and he like interacts casually with the cast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not, which isn't bad in and of itself, but it removes like so much of the mystique that Jesus had in the original, in the earlier movies.
Yeah, I see.
And you might find this interesting, you might not, but Jesus was also portrayed by Xerxes.
Xerxes, never heard of it.
Xerxes from 300.
300. No, 300. I seen the movie 300, but never with this actor.
The Xerxes, he was covered with all that jewelry.
You have to refresh my memory. I haven't seen one in a while. It's been years.
Um, I'll try to do that.
Yes.
Okay, we're just taking a little detour, everyone.
Yes.
Okay, images.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
Bad.
this guy was playing Jesus.
Oh, really? Oh, I see now. My apologize.
Yeah, it looks like you haven't seen that movie in a while.
Yes.
But yeah,
I've seen it.
better to watch 300 than this movie.
Yeah, 300's better.
Yeah, the only and like this and this are even better.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah, no disrespect to Zack Snyder, but
No.
this is better as well as this.
Yes.
And I only pulled one other thing from the 2016 movie,
Yeah.
and that's this image of Morgan Freeman.
You mean as God?
No, he's I think he's a fuck. I don't remember what his role is, but I think he trains Ben-Hur to chariot race.
I see.
I can't just pull this image for this Morgan Freeman with dreadlocks.
Yeah.
I mean, God, I hope they paid him well.
Yeah, same.
Give me a moment. I'm gonna get a mint.
Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, Morgan Freeman. This film. I've never seen this before. So yeah, happy Pride Month. Pride Month. Pride Month. So yeah. Bye. Hope you're having a good Pride Month. Everyone who sings this, I'm just chilling in my room.
Yeah, like like if you're going to watch an adaptation of Ben-Hur, don't watch the one with Morgan Freeman. Watch the one with watch the one with either Charlton Heston or the one with a gay Mexican actor. So anyway, we're looking at one more actor today, and this is Conrad Veidt.
Is he the actor or director?
He is an actor.
Yes.
He acted in both silent films and talkies.
Talkies, yeah.
Yeah.
What's his noticeable film?
We'll get to his filmography soon.
Yeah.
Because like F.W. Murnau, Conrad Veidt was German.
Yes.
And Conrad Veidt was bisexual.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think
Looking at the picture, he gives me those straight vibes, like straight man vibes.
I think he's playing a character in this shot.
Yeah.
And I think he described himself as straight when sober and homosexual when drunk.
Yeah.
And this might be the most influential person we're talking about tonight.
Yeah.
Because he is in some of the most foundational films of all time.
Yes.
And he also inspired some very oft imitated imagery that's still mimicked to this day.
Yeah.
Like, as you will see. But arguably, F.W. Murnau is more interesting as a person than he is as an actor.
Yeah. I just don't know him, sorry.
Oh man, I've got a story to tell you, because this is, you could think of this guy almost as like this silent era Sir Christopher Lee.
Yes.
Because this guy was like a huge, like, staunch anti-Nazi in his day.
See?
Like, even as the Nazis were gaining more and more power, he was still staunchly anti-Nazi.
Yeah. Oh, that's good then.
Yeah, like he actually received hate mail from Hitler.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and like the Nazis even approached him about making propaganda films for the Nazis.
Yeah.
Like, and not only that, he was also like tortured by the Nazis.
Gee, is this still alive?
No, he's not alive. I mean, like, he's from the silent era, remember?
Yeah,
Like, he was born in like the late 1800s.
no. Oh.
Yeah, and he actually died in like the 1940s.
No.
Yeah, of a heart attack.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, but not only that, like he survived like sleep deprivation.
Yes.
You know, by the Nazis, and then he fled to England
Yeah.
with his Jewish wife.
Yes.
Yeah, not only was like he
Did he confess to being gay, or like how did it happen?
like well he was bisexual. Yeah, well, no, like I said, remember what I said, he was he was a German actor, like
Yeah.
during the height of the Weimar Republic.
Yes.
So and remember, the Weimar Germany was actually was actually fairly liberal in terms of like queer people.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like I just told you.
Yes.
And he's described himself as like heterosexual when sober and homosexual when drunk.
Yeah, I see now. Yeah, I see.
Yeah, so yeah, he continued making films after he fled Germany.
Yeah.
He was often cast as Nazis, ironically.
Of course.
Yeah, but he was okay with it because he thought it was good propaganda against the Nazis.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna look at some of his some of the films that he starred in.
Yes.
And I don't know if you can say that he starred in this movie, but this is The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Never seen that.
Widely regarded as the first true horror film.
Ooh.
Released in
Nice.
1920.
Yeah.
It's I've seen this movie. It's pretty cool.
Is it?
Yeah. It's very gothic, very stylish, very
Yeah.
like they did this thing where like they painted the shadows on the wall.
Wow.
It's
That's cool.
it's yeah, it is pretty cool. It's
Yes.
I'm gonna show you Conrad Veidt's character in from the movie in the next shot.
Yes. Not bad.
Yeah, this is Conrad Veidt as Cesare,
Oh, not bad.
who in the movie is portrayed as a like a kind of a mindless zombie that does the bidding of Dr. Caligari.
I see. Because like I've heard mention right, the first the main show me the last picture. Well, it reminds me of Edward Scissorhands.
Oh well that's the thing. There's this trope of okay, Cesare right here. TV Tropes has this trope called looks like Cesare, where you see kind of this influence of like a pale skinned thin, like black haired
Yes.
like black eyed kind of a person.
Yeah.
And like well, when you said he reminds you of Edward Scissorhands.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I pulled Edward Scissorhands
Yeah.
because you can see the influence of Cesare on Edward Scissorhands. like like if you watch Edward, like if you watch the Cabinet of, like when I first saw the Doctor.
If he didn't have the black eyeshadow, he'd be so like looks like a more Edward Scissorhands.
I mean, maybe.
Not sure.
But the thing, when I first saw the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, what really struck me is like how much of Tim Burton I saw in that movie. Okay, yeah. So let's. So yeah, you could see the influence of you know, the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari on this fellow Edward Scissorhands. And you could also see it on this other character, this other similarly you know,
Actor?
yeah, this similar looking character that I'm going to show you.
Yeah. Can't wait.
My laptop's still acting slow.
Yes. You should back up.
Okay, here we go.
You should back up every. Yeah. Oh, he from Death Note.
Yes, he is Ryuk.
I forgot what it's called.
I already said it, Ryuk.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
he
You got his name right, but I don't know Death Note.
yeah, it's probably more Cesare looking than Edward Scissorhands because he still has the black eye makeup.
Yes.
And he's
Even the Crow too.
yeah, I mean I didn't pull the Crow, but yeah, the Crow definitely has a similar thing going on. And I did pull one more Cesare in.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, and I did pull one more Cesare inspired character. And this is some from a medium that you're not familiar with, but I've exposed you to it a little bit. This is
I think you have.
yeah,
Tell me then.
yeah, this is the Undertaker. The WWE.
Nicky was on board.
Pardon?
I've never seen it. Undertaker.
Yeah.
Undertaker,
Yeah.
I've never seen the picture.
Yeah, I've showed you his match with Mankind.
Yes.
Yeah, in Hell in a Cell.
He's the best.
Yeah, my favorite wrestler.
Yes.
And he also has a similar look going
Yeah,
on
my
with
favorite as well, yeah.
yeah, with the black hair, the
He
makeup.
has.
Definitely more.
Yeah, the
He's
black, yeah.
He's definitely more buff than most examples.
Yes, he's.
Yeah, and
He's one of my stuff.
yeah, and he's also like and he's also like close to 7 feet tall. So he's also definitely more like physically imposing than most examples.
Tall. Yes.
I've also been recently watching.
Totally.
I've also been watching Ranma 1/2, and they recently introduced
Yes.
a character that also has that kind of has a Cesare look going on. They have like the scraggly black hair, the pale skin, and the and like I think they're called what are they called? Sunken eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely the basic look of Cesare. You know
Did you
the
move?
I beg your pardon?
Did you move a picture?
No, I didn't.
Or saw?
No. I'm still on the
Undertaker.
I'm still on the Undertaker. I'm just talking about a different character.
Yeah, it's much taller, yeah.
Yeah, just but yeah, that's the
Yeah.
basic look of Cesare, like pale skin, black hair,
Did you add money?
sunken eyes. It's
Yeah.
You know, it's a. We both kind of have that look.
We do.
Yeah, let's turn our cameras on and give and give our viewers a look.
Yes. Yeah, get my camera on.
Okay, there's V right there. Just
V. I'm surprised for the ring.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you are. Okay, I'm coming back up now.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry that my camera's a lot slower. I probably could have just left that picture up of myself dressed up like a goth girl.
Yes. That's on you.
Yeah, you make a great Undertaker. I'd probably make a better one, honestly. Okay, this is The Man Who Laughs. I think this is a silent film. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Apparently a Victor Hugo inspired movie. This is Victor Hugo being the writer of Victor Hugo being the writer of Les Miserables and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I haven't seen this movie, but we were all but I think most people have been influenced by this movie in one way or another.
Yes.
And the reason why I put it is because of the character Conrad Veidt portrays in this movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know the character's name, but here's a picture of Conrad Veidt from the movie.
Not bad.
Yeah.
The pictures.
Do you get any specific vibes from this character?
From the poster, the Joker.
No, another poster. This screenshot.
Screenshot.
Yeah, this one.
Isn't that vibe of a clown? Like a clown.
I mean, yeah, but I'm talking about a specific clown.
I've seen the vibe.
But I'm talking about a specific clown because I get some serious let's put a smile on that face vibe.
You're talking about Pennywise.
No. Why so serious?
Why so serious? The Joker, he played Joker.
No, well, yes. I mean, he doesn't portray the Joker, but the character that Conrad Veidt portrays in this movie was very much an inspiration for the Joker. I mean, just look at Conrad Veidt here.
I see.
Just look at Conrad Veidt here with the pale skin, the big ass, the big grin, the hair. And look at this picture of the Joker.
Yes.
Yeah, the cover of the Batman story, The Man Who Laughs.
Yeah.
Which obviously echoes the Conrad Veidt movie.
I see.
And Conrad Veidt's influence doesn't stop there. He also he was also in the movie called Casablanca.
Oh really? Never heard of it.
I think even though you haven't heard of it, you might be familiar with a few scenes from that movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, those so that's basically everything I've pulled. So I'll stop.
I like
I'll
I like how you chose those
I'll stop the
those
screen. I'll stop the screen
people.
share.
Yes.
Stu seems to be acting very slowly right now.
Oh,
Oh, let's just let's just skip this. So anyway, that's
yes.
basically the episode.
Yes.
You'll look at some LGBT creators from the past.
Yeah.
People sometimes
Like who?
sometimes the very distant past. Sometimes like the silent era that worked in
Yeah.
movies.
Yes. Like who's like known like that who's like kept hidden as like the 69 as well in the science film era.
Well, not everyone needed to hide their sexuality.
Oh, I just don't know.
I
Past.
I told you that Weimar Germany was which was one of the main, which was where
Yeah.
German expressionism came from. Was
Yeah. No, but like, I mean like towards like Hollywood era.
well,
Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah, Hollywood was probably different, but
Yes.
I mean, I don't know, Hollywood in the silent era did do some did portray some gay activity on
Yeah.
film. It wasn't until like the conservative government started stepping in saying you can't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had gay people making movies, you had gay
Have you?
people working in movies, you had
Yes,
trans people,
writers, sound writers, comic book writers, anything.
you
Sound
had
production.
you had trans people working in movies.
Yeah, they
You
do. You got
know, and their influence, their to this
what?
day.
Yeah,
So
100%.
yeah, I liked this episode.
Yeah, certainly I like it too.
Yeah, so I hope you guys liked it.
Yes, I hope you guys like it too. Like, it's really worth. It is really worth. I love Pride Month.
Yeah, so see you guys
There you go.
month.
Yes. Enjoy
Yeah, see you
and
guys.
have a good month.
Yeah,
Don't
happy.
let anyone tell you what to do.
Yeah, see you guys next time. Bye bye.
See you next guys. Bye. Bye.
Guys, gals, and NB.